There is a credit card for collectors, and we are about to be rewarded. Do you collect sports cards, memorabilia, records, Barbie dolls, you name it? This credit card is for us. And we talked to the COO of Collector's Card, Chris Callahan, on this episode of The Inside Rip. Just before we even get into the card itself, what is it about collectors that made you go, this group needs a credit card?
Well, first, thanks for having me on. I led the marketing team at PWCC up until the acquisition by Fanatics. It's now Fanatics Collect, and then joined the team at Alt and ran marketing for Alt for a couple of years before co-founding Collector's Card. And honestly, one of the main reasons is because throughout my hobby career, I've always been obsessed with the idea of building a reward system for collectors. Back in the day when there was eBay Bucks. Do you remember eBay Bucks at all?
Yes.
But I essentially wanted to create something similar where outside of just using it for an eBay or one specific platform, you could have a rewards model that essentially extended throughout the hobby. And not just sports cards, but anything collectible, comic books, video games, vinyl records, watches, whatever it may be.
Are we making it available for vinyl records and record players? Are we thinking about it just from a sports card perspective?
Yes, it will be available for vinyl record collectors, for sports card collectors, for Pokemon collectors, for watch collectors, anything you can collect. And essentially the way that it works, I'll start with the credit card. So the credit card is it's a MasterCard, and it's a MasterCard World Elite card, which essentially is their version of like the Amex Platinum or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, like a high-end MasterCard. So it comes with all the things you would want, right? From like a premium credit card. And you can use it to buy anything, which is like any other MasterCard. We're doing 2x points back for every purchase. But what's really different about it is instead of using those points to buy, to wait till the end of the year to buy a flight or a hotel or whatever it may be, in our marketplace, you can essentially buy, anything from, like I said, from sports cards, Pokemon cards, vinyl records, discounts to, with some of our partners like WeTheHobby, you can redeem your points for $25 off a whatnot break with WeTheHobby. And various other rewards. That's what makes it kind of different, is that you can use the card to buy anything, but really you can use those reward points to further grow your collection or experience and try out new partners like WeTheHobby.
When you do the first of anything, there's always skeptics. There's always the haters. What would you tell people who have challenged you through this process?
First off, I don't think there has been too many questions. It's been very, very well received, especially because it's something that everybody has, right? Like everybody has a credit card in their wallet, right? Like, so it's not like a total net new product. The spin that we're just putting on it is, instead of using your card for for travel, we're using the credit card to help our community continue to grow their collections. Which is kind of what we set out to do, and something that honestly doesn't, to your point, doesn't really exist in the hobby right now. There might be specific companies that have their own rewards program, but we really want to make sure that we can reward our card holders for just making purchases, going to the grocery store, or getting gas, or getting diapers, what have you.
Fanatics has a rewards program for fan cash that is associated with a credit card. Chris, this is not that. This is a physical credit card that is different. Could you talk through that a little bit?
The difference here is that we want to expand outside of just the Fanatics ecosystem, but we really want to look at the entire hobby. There's so many new companies. I've been in this space for about 7 years now. And even in that last 7 years, there's so many new startups that are coming on, new platforms, new apps. So we want to give our customers and our cardholders exposure to anything that anybody's building in the hobby, right? As well as like specific collectibles. And we also want to give our partners access to our network of cardholders so they can introduce themselves and their products or their services to our like super collector focused cardholder network as well.
The coolest thing about this card, which I think speaks to the collector in all of us is the actual card and the card design. How important was it that you made this design very true to the hobby? And can you talk about some of the details?
So I've been like, as probably, you have, and most people listening, like I've started collecting as a kid. I got back into cards about 10 years ago. I got back in 2017, like buying graded cards and grading with PSA and Beckett and CGC and all that. We're issuing our cards essentially in the next 30 days. So end of July, early August. We're doing our first run to 5,000. We're calling our founding members. We have a wait list right now. You can go to collectorscard.com or download the app. It's Collectors Card in the App Store to join the wait list. And we're issuing 5,000 cards to people on that wait list. The cards are going to be serial numbered, 1 out of 5,000, 2 out of 5,000 on the actual credit card. So everybody that receives a card is going to get a unique serial numbered card. In the future, we're going to do, some drops and some, some like inserts and things like that. So a production process of like a 1 of 1 card, an out of 10 card, an out of 99 card, which is going to be super cool. And then it was super important for us to have like a very unique, not only credit card, but like unboxing experience, right? Like normally when you receive a credit card, you get like the envelope, the trifold envelope, and it's like stuck onto with the glue. The cards are going to actually come in a bubble mailer. Like if you bought something from eBay or from your favorite auction house, it'll be a bubble mailer. You rip it open, and then we actually designed like a wax pack for your credit card. So you're going to rip open the wax pack. The credit card will be inside. There's a few like kind of partner insert cards. And then we kind of created our version of a redemption card for like the activation, right? When you like type in the activation number, it's literally like doing a redemption to do your activation number. So like I said, I've been a collector for 10 years. Everybody at our company is a collector. So we're really trying to build every part of the experience with that collector mindset.
I can't help but think like if if they lost that card, I'd be like, oh my gosh, hold this forever, because that's a collector's item essentially.
Totally. We want to keep the cards fresh. So we're working with some card artists and, to create like some different versions of the card, just like it would be, you'd see like a Topps Chrome release, right? We want to keep releasing new versions of the card. So they do, turn into collector's items. As well as, we're already exploring some partnerships with some different businesses in the hobby to do, white labeled, credit cards so they can issue their own card to their customers too.
This is going to date me, but like, this reminds me of those credit cards you'd have like Mickey Mouse on it, or like if you're a Yankee fan, you put a Yankee on your pinstripe credit card, and this is basically, was that something that you used as an influence or an idea, or like?
Yeah, I am a Red Sox fan, and I had one of those cards that had like Fenway Park on it, right? Like when I was out of college, for sure. I know.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Yeah, you can't date me. It wasn't necessarily that as the inspiration. It was just more like, you guys know, there's always a chase card. There's always a new product coming out. And we wanted to build that experience into the actual credit card, because we're not targeting, the people interested in dining, like, all of that. We're targeting people who are collectors, and that's what I would want as a collector. And I think I think it's going to resonate with our community.
If I sign up and I'm on the wait list, and all of a sudden you're like, we're doing this release, and 1 out of every 10,000 people gets a 1 of 1 card, and I'm a random, like, yep, it's Sam Smith, they're getting that 1 of 1. Like, how does that work?
One of our strategies to get the word out about the card is we've built a referral program. So if you do join our wait list, you can, you'll get a unique referral code. We've kind of like gamified the referral system. So the more people you refer to us, the higher you move up the list. And the higher you move up the list, you get the ability to choose your own serial number, right? So we're letting those users pick their own serial number just from supporting us from the beginning. And then after that, it's going to be kind of randomly issued. But in the future, we're exploring the idea of like pack inserts, right? So like you don't know what you're going to get, but you might be able to open up your credit card pack and you get the 1 of 1 credit card.
You got to like figure it out where like people lose their credit card because they're like, oh, I'm hoping I get this random
totally
insert. Like that would be like, I just lost my card, but I'm hoping to get this special one. That would be funny.
Yeah, if you lose your card, you're going to get the same one. You can't keep reopening them.
We figured out the cheat code now.
Yeah.
We can't do it. Yeah. I'm sure that you have gone through designing this card multiple times. It's in its final iteration. The first time you held this card, what was that moment like?
We've been working on it for literally a year, like since the start of July of 2025. I joke all the time that it's like one of the most AI proof businesses that you could think of, right? Like you can't just sit there and vibe code a credit card. There's a lot of different parties involved. So yeah, it's been 12 months since we first kicked it off. So it's incredibly rewarding. It's a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it's not easy, nor should it be, right? For like issuing like a financial product like that, like you don't want anybody to be able to spin it up in a couple weeks. So yeah, it was a grind, like the payoff was here, and it's really cool to see. And it's cool to like, go in and buy something with your own credit card. Right. And I think that that's kind of how our card holders are going to feel too, is to have like a financial product that's built specifically for them. I think it's going to be not just rewarding for me, but for them as well to, be able to use the card for something that they actually, like, and to keep growing their collections and keep supporting the hobby.
You talked about the design, you talked about obviously the rewards, and the marketplace, but is there a feature that maybe collectors are going to really treasure that hasn't maybe won't get enough attention, or that you'd like to bring attention to?
Yeah. So one thing that I think is cool is our iOS app is in the App Store and our Android app is in the Google Play Store. We actually built a mechanism where it's like a game. So we put our credit card in a slab on the app, and you can go in and you spin the slab and you earn points every day. And you can redeem those points for rewards with different businesses across the hobby, which I think is cool because I don't know of another like credit card platform that also rewards people that don't actually have the credit card. So you can download the app, you can earn credit card points for free, and use those with any of our partners. If you have the card, you obviously get increased points and you build them up a lot faster. But again, in the spirit of inclusivity, we wanted to make sure that everybody had access to our rewards marketplace, and they had like a way to earn points to redeem those rewards. Which I think is kind of cool. So we're going to continue that on even once you have the card. You can go into our app every day. You can spin the slab and get like bonus points essentially.
What was the real impetus to being like,
Yeah.
you know what, let's make this available for everybody?
We know that there's certain people who like, to be totally frank, like might not qualify for the card, right? There could be 100 different reasons why somebody doesn't either qualify or might not want to take out the card. We did want to make sure that those users had access to all of our great partners, and our partners had access to not only our card holders but our app users also, in case they do have a new product or feature or something like that they want to get out to the community.
How many people does it take to make a credit card?
Totally. So we're still a really small team. We have less than 10 full-time employees, but then we've had some great partners in MasterCard, for example, and a few other companies that like exist in the credit space, that have been helping us out too. So it's a few of us full-time, but then we have an army of either people or companies that have been helping us along the way.
How many collectors did you speak to? Like, I've never made a credit card before.
I haven't either. This is my first one. Luckily, my partner and a few others have done it a few times before. So they're the real brains behind it. I've talked to hundreds and hundreds of either friends that are in the hobby or collectors, or we've gone to shows and we've gone to different events to see what type of partners people wanted to see on the card, right? Because that's one of our main focuses is I believe with all of my heart, really the only reason somebody's going to take out this credit card is if they can use their points for stuff they actually care about. Yeah. Right. So like using it at WeTheHobby, for example, that's like exactly what we're looking for. And I think what our card holders are looking for is to redeem points with partners that they trust and they want to give their business to and that they like. So that's really been, the brunt of our testing and our research is talking to people out there to see who they want on the platform, and also talking to our partners to see what they want out of this too. And it's been super well received from both sides.
Was there a collector or a piece of feedback that really shifted the direction?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess first up, like, do you collect anything outside of cards?
I collect cards right now.
Yeah,
I should have collected Beanie Babies when I was a kid, and I don't
right.
know where any of those Beanie Babies are anymore.
Most of my sister's Beanie Babies are in my daughter's room, and they're just like, in the crib right now. But the really, like, the kind of change happened when we were talking to collectors. We started off with cards, right? Like sports
Yeah.
cards, Pokemon cards, comic books, video games. But as we talked to collectors, some of them were like, I collect vintage lunchboxes. And there's so many things that people collect that I don't think we initially thought of as collectible. I mean, they are. It sounds like silly to say it now, but that wasn't like in the market that we were targeting. So as we're talking to people about what they collect, it really expanded our idea on what type of rewards we should offer. A good example is like one of our one of the persons that we talked to was like, I collect, not only do I collect cards, I collect experiences, is what they said. And I was like, I would never think of that in a million years as like a collectible. So one of our partners is TickPick. It's like the ticketing platform. So you can go to, like, you can use your points for concerts or to go to the Yankees game, or, things like that, or go to, to a card show. So yeah, that's kind of the thing that's kind of changed a little bit about what our direction is. It's just like expanding the idea of what a collectible is.
This is a weird question, but I'm curious. Like, do you have to call the government or like the head of the banking department, like Wall Street? Like, how does one get a credit card approved for the masses?
Yeah, it's 1-800 Wall Street. It's super easy.
Let me get the government on the phone real quick.
I just use Twitter. I send tweets. Honestly, that's what a lot of our partners are helping us out with. There is, however, a very buttoned up compliance, piece to this, right? Terms and conditions, like things like that are like, yeah, it's very tight what you can and can't say. We've gotten all that done. That's been approved with our bank and MasterCard. I don't think anybody in the government sees it. I'm not sure. Maybe they're showing it too. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I just was curious. Yeah.
There's a lot that's behind the scenes that goes into it.
At what point, if at any point, did this credit card almost not see the light of day?
I don't think that ever happened. We were definitely committed. We saw the white space in the industry, and there's so much excitement there. So we knew we were going to follow through with it. I think the challenge has been, to be totally frank, because there's a lot of people involved. It just takes longer.
What is the impact that you hope collectors have owning one of these cards? Like when they pull this card out of their wallet, like what do you hope that makes them feel, or what that says about them?
Yeah, I mean, I hope they feel, some pride and excitement with it, right? I think that it's getting better, but over the years, I think, collectors have been kind of an underserved market, right? It's like this niche little hobby, and now there are some bigger brands and some bigger eyes on it, right? Nobody's built a financial product for the hobby yet. There isn't just like a broad-based reward system for the hobby like there is for airlines or for dining or for hotels or any of these like more established sectors. So that's what I'm hoping people get out of it is knowing that that we're committed to the continuation of building the hobby, and that we're really just getting started, because our rewards are only going to get better and better. We are working with MasterCard to add some more like national brands onto the card as well. So it's not, if you do want to use your points for at Whole Foods or for dining or for a flight or something, you can still do it. But we're really trying to keep the base collectors focused.
So let's get to the nitty gritty here. Physical card launches, and then once that happens, what's next? We already want to know what's next.
Yeah, totally. So we're going to launch that card to our 5,000 members. Like I said, end of July, early August. If you're not on the list, you can go to collectorscard.com or download the app and join the list. We're then going to essentially use that as like, I'll call it our test group for a month or two. Just make sure everything works, as it should. And then end of this summer, we're going to do a public rollout. So anybody, whether you're on the wait list or not, can submit an application and get a collector's card credit card.
If someone just listened or couldn't listen to this entire conversation and they're on the fence, or they're like, I don't know, should I sign up? Should I not sign up? What's a 30-second pitch that you can give to a hopeful collector?
Right now, you can start by downloading our rewards app in the App Store or in the Google Play Store. You can start spinning our slab to earn free points, which you can redeem for either collectibles or for promo codes and discounts with our partners. I think that's a great first step. So you can really test the water and see what the ecosystem looks like. And then if you want to take out a credit card, you'll only be able to earn more points and more points faster by using it for your everyday purchases, just like you would with the card that's in your wallet right now.
What are you most excited about when it comes to the future of a collector's credit card?
I think this can go in so many different ways, right? I mentioned earlier that we're going to be doing some kind of co-branded cards with some different partners in the hobby, so they can issue their own cards. We are looking at, we realize that some people have big collections, right? Like they might have a lot of their money tied up in big collections and they don't want to sell. So we are looking at like a secured version of the credit card, meaning we would issue the card based on your collection, not your credit score, right? Wow. So if you have cards vaulted or anything like that, and you don't want to sell but you need credit, we're exploring that as a product. That should go live by the end of this year. And yeah, I think as the hobby continues to evolve, we'll be right there with it. And can continue to grow, not just with different product offerings, but challenging ourselves on what a collectible looks like to continue to expand out that rewards marketplace.
I can't wait to see this thing. I appreciate your time and excited for the launch. Thank you so much, Chris.
Same here. And thanks for being a great partner so far. And we look forward to continuing to work with you guys.